Hello everybody, Soccer Holden 13 here, making another video regarding fantasy football. I want to talk about draft strategies, particularly which positions you should be looking to draft early. And this is, particularly for this year, I want to focus on. So, you have some experts out there that are saying, oh, you should draft Rob Gronkowski, like middle or end of the first round or second round. He's a great value or whatever. You have some other experts that would actually tell you to take someone like Andrew Luck really early. So just want to analyze that a bit further. I mean, most of the leagues I do are points per reception leagues, 4-point passing touchdowns for quarterbacks. And I think in that kind of format, drafting an Andrew Luck or an Aaron Rodgers within the first two rounds is pretty dumb. In the third, fine, but first and second round, you're just giving up too much value at those elite receivers and running backs. And then with Rob Gronkowski, I can see the argument for drafting him in the second round, but for me personally, I'm not going to draft him unless he slips really far because I just feel like you have one tight end spot on your squad, unless you're playing in like a two tight end or league or something like that. But typically, we're talking about you have one spot to fill in your lineup, and tight end is such a deep position. I mean, you can wait till the sixth round, seventh round, and land a Martellus Bennett, and that's still a really, really good tight end. And instead of spending that super early pick on Gronkowski, you can even take it a step further. You could wait till the 10th round, get like Delaney Walker, who's very good. You could get or you could just wait and like take a shot on someone like Vernon Davis in the last round of your draft, and maybe he'll blow up this year. Maybe he'll have a rebound season. Take someone like Tyler Eifert, Vernon Davis, Kyle Rudolph, like one of those sleeper tight ends, really late in your draft. So I feel like drafting Gronk is not something you need to try and do this year. If you're going to have to spend a first or second round pick on him, I feel like, because you just got to think about who else you can get as far as running backs and receivers in these first two rounds. I mean, you could, if you want to go receiver heavy, you go Demarius Thomas, come back around, get someone like Alshon Jeffrey, maybe Jordy Nelson, like depending on where you're drafting. Then in the third round, if you still haven't taken a running back, if you don't want to take a running back, you can grab like Andre Johnson. Dude, Andre Johnson's going to blow up this year. I mean, he really is with Andrew Luck throwing the ball. I don't see how you cannot think he's going to blow up unless you think he's going to get hurt because he's old. But, there's no reason to doubt his ability having Andrew Luck throwing the football, and he's like a Hall of Fame quality receiver. Dude has had fucking Matt Schaub and like some other shitty ass quarterbacks throwing him his whole career, and he still put up numbers up until these last couple of years. He's going to blow up this year. So I would, if you can get him as your wide receiver three, and plug him in that flex spot, have an elite flex option, I think that's preferable to having someone like Gronkowski, and then you have and then your receivers and running backs going to suffer because you wasted that early round pick on a different position. So I just think, I've done a lot of mock drafts this year, and for PPR, I feel like the best result is usually when you grab one running back within those first four rounds and then three receivers in those first four rounds, because you pretty much are going to have like elite receivers at that point when everyone else is starting everyone else has to take a shot at like Allen Robinson or like Keenan Allen as like their wide receiver too. And then like you're just gonna miss out on points doing that when you could have someone that's more elite. So that's my particular view on that. Now with standard leagues, it's a little different. I feel like standard league, there's no points per reception. Especially if you're a 6-point passing touchdown league, then by all means draft an Aaron Rodgers or an Andrew Luck in the first or second round. I mean, by all means, it makes sense to do that at that point. But it's all about your format that you're playing in. See, if you're doing standard, it's all about the running backs and receivers. I mean, no, sorry. It's all about the running backs and having an elite quarterback. And as far as receivers, you're just looking for guys that have big play potential. You don't care about how many catches they get. You care about the touchdowns, the yards. So you look for those guys who can take a top off the defense, like a Mike Wallace, or really late you grab Torrey Smith. Just those deep threat receivers yes, you're going to have some bust performances, but at the same time, can any given week give you a huge performance? I mean, that's what you look for in standard. And then you just want consistent running back and quarterback play. I think that's the key to win standard, and I think the key to win PPR is having an elite flex option, which is typically means a receiver or a running back catches a lot of balls. Um, and you just, for PPR especially, you just want to load up on backs and receivers, and tight end and quarterback you can wait on. Particularly 4-point passing touchdowns, I think that's the way you go. So again, guys, this is just, I had some thoughts on this because I see a lot of people that like to pick quarterback or tight end like super early, and more often than not, it's a bad way to start off your team. In fact, one of the worst seasons that someone in one of my leagues had a couple of years ago, they went Jimmy Graham, Drew Brees, round one, round two in my PPR league, and then they were like, only way that worked, only way that worked. It's like, no, that's stupid. First of all, you draft two guys on the same team as your first and second pick. I mean, that can work, but when it's a quarterback and a tight end, like you're taking a quarterback and the guy he's throwing to, like, no, as your 1 and 2 option, that's just dumb. That's really dumb. That guy like had freaking like 4 or 5 wins on the season because he did that because that was just stupid. I think Jimmy Graham even had like a pretty decent to good year, but like it still is just he wasted so much on when he could have like a elite running back or receiver at that spot. So I would encourage you guys to go out and do some research on who the receivers and running backs to target are and load up on them, and then just wait on the quarterback and the tight end. Generally speaking, again, standard league, take an elite quarterback. You don't have to, but it helps. But PPR, just wait on quarterback. Seriously, like who gives a shit? Like wait on quarterback, wait on tight end, and just get guys at a value. So that pretty much concludes my video. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to write them.